All right. E-money with the red cup to start things off. Just
Yeah.
there we
I
go.
I'm classy. Got the glasses.
I'm healthy. All right.
Wow.
What do you have, Brian? All right, so it's week 14. Did you guys watch the game yesterday? Rams Patriots?
Let's do a quick intro. So we're four people, we're friends. Me, Kevin, and Brian went to high school together. Me and Alana met recently, and she was like, the latest addition to the fantasy football team. We're all on the same fantasy football league. Alana is in first place. Kevin is doing pretty well. Brian's doing mediocre, and I'm probably going to be in last place. So
Alana's doing the best.
Yeah, Alana's
11 and 2.
11 and 2. So
I'm the high score in the league, though. What's up?
So we got week 14. It's a big week. I'm playing the role of the spoiler because a friend who couldn't make it today because
you have a very important role this week because if you beat Jordan, you could kick him out of the playoffs.
Yeah, totally. But the thing is, I like Jordan. I want Jordan to be in the playoffs. So
no, we want Christian McCaffrey, and you just to fucking fuck Jordan up because he talks too much fucking shit.
Well, okay, I want to know, Alana, if you're in first place, what's your secret? What's your advice to someone who wants to be in first place in a fantasy football league?
Honestly, there's no advice. Like I'm just born with it. I don't know. I don't know if it's first, like this is the first time I've played fantasy, so maybe it's first year luck, but I also am really fucking good at it. So
let's be honest. She pays attention, she watches all the games, and she makes roster moves, and she doesn't fuck around.
Right. Yeah. Kevin, what does it take to be good at fantasy football?
Dude, you just gotta watch it, dude. You gotta pay attention. You gotta know what you're watching. You gotta be like, all right, I think this isn't just like a breakout game that's just a one-time thing. I think this could get carried on. I think the role is gonna transition to somebody.
I literally watch every single football game, and I don't half pay attention. I'm literally invested in every single game, no joke. It's not on in the background. I am fully invested. I sit on the couch on Sunday for 8 hours and I watch every single game.
So I get it
in the group chat.
So you have to care about football in order to be good.
Yes, you do.
1000%.
I really want to know the answer to this. I think I already know it. Ethan, have you watched any football besides the weeks that I've made you watch football?
I mean, define watching football. It'll be on, but I won't be paying attention to it as much as I want to. However, I do watch Skip Bayless. My favorite thing about sports is watching Skip Bayless debate about it. He's my favorite figure in sports. That's including every athlete in the world. He's my favorite guy. So the way I consume sports is just watching an old 70-year-old man yell.
Yeah, that's why you're in last place. Brian, how about you?
Very dated outlook on sports too. Oh my god.
This is what my setup looks like every day. I get on my TV, I put Red Zone on, and then on my iPad I set up one or two games I want to switch back and forth to. Usually I like to watch Kyler, so I'll put Kyler on. But what about you guys?
I do the same thing. I stream pretty much any of the matchups I have going on. Usually the quarterback's my number one priority to watch during the fantasy matchup, and then my running backs. But yeah, I stream pretty much everything. Got the fantasy thing lineup in front of me, and then just go from there. It's pretty.
So fun. What's been the biggest? Who's been the breakout star of fantasy football this year?
Me.
No, I'm talking about.
It was Dak Prescott, but he got injured.
So who? Because Alana, Alana, you're in first place. Who's the biggest star on your team? Who's been the most consistent?
Robinson.
Oh
yeah, he's a big breakout.
He kills it every fucking week. Literally, he gets me over 20 points every single week. And Adams.
He's hands down beaten me twice. The two times I played Alana, Robinson got 30 points, and it was
So
Yeah,
how,
he's probably the biggest surprise of the season, I would say.
so did you?
Yeah.
So Alana, did you draft him in the first, second round? Did you pick him up on waivers? How'd you get him?
He was a late draft, wasn't he?
I can't even remember.
I think I went back and looked. I think you drafted him late.
I think
she can't see. Okay, you just answered my question. Her star player, she can't even remember how she got him, which means she was lucky that she got him. Luck has a come
No,
on. Luck,
I watched the game, bro. I watched it.
that's a but come on. Luck has a huge luck
Okay,
plays.
well, here's an
role.
example. Here's an example of how not like get rid of luck. How like actions can lose you stuff. So like you dropped Eckler and didn't sit on him. Now thank you for that because I got Eckler in my starting lineup. Josh Jacobs is out. I got Eckler to replace him.
And thanks for Mike Davis too for all these past few
You
weeks.
gave him Mike Davis.
Dropping good players, man.
E-Money's dropping running backs when he has 3 tight ends and like 2 defenses.
Well, I
Somebody
didn't.
dropped Deontay Johnson for me too, which I appreciate. But
Yeah, I Johnson on my running backs.
oh, that was okay.
Yeah, in the beginning of the year when you dropped Robbie Anderson, I was like, swoop. And
Robbie Anderson.
then I traded him to you, which got me Waller.
Robbie Anderson was drafted super late in our league. I think he was drafted in the last round.
Robbie Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
crazy.
drafted super late. That's why that's why you probably dropped him. I forget who you picked up, but
So how annoying is it when you have somebody in your league who just isn't as invested as you, and then he kind of like screws up? Does it like screw it up for you guys? Does it get annoying?
I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it's also fun because I got Eckler.
It's like, well, that guy's an idiot. So
Like when Dylan left out Dalvin Cook when he had like 45 points. That was pretty crazy.
Dude, that's the craziest thing. Jordan shouldn't even be in 4th place right now. If Dylan started Dalvin Cook that week, he went for 40 points. He beat Bowman. He would have beaten Bowman, and he would be tied with me record-wise, and it would be Alana, me, Nick, and then actually go me or Alana, me, and then Dylan, and then Nick.
Yeah.
So why do you think Nick's gonna win? Still,
I think Nick's
He doesn't know
gonna
anything. He
win
doesn't pay
because-
attention.
I think Nick's gonna win just because like it would just be poetic justice. The guy who's the least active in the group chat, who's the silent killer. It would just make so much sense that guy would end up winning. Like
You think he's gonna win the whole league? Is what you're saying?
I think I can't see. I'm sorry, Alana. I can't see you
What?
winning. It's been too smooth sailing for you.
I don't think Mendez going back to back though.
there's a reason it's been smooth sailing. I've only lost 2 games.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's just too good to be true. Like the person who we met in San Francisco one night and then randomly.
How about this? Alana, how do you feel about your boy Herbert? So we should put into context. She had Dak Prescott, lost him to injury, and then picked up Herbert, and she didn't miss a beat because of it. Now he's had his first little hiccup, 4-point week or something.
Yeah, but I think next week he's gonna be back. I think he just had a really bad week, as quarterbacks do.
Yeah, like Tyler did it to me.
I was like, do I start Tannehill or do I start Herbert? I think I'm gonna keep Herbert on the roster.
And then you
I think
started him like
Had a bad game.
Herbert is he's been a surprise breakout star. He's the quarterback, right?
Dude,
Yeah, like
Quarterback, right? Oh my god.
No, yeah, he's on the Chargers.
His future though, his future's bright. Like wait till the league.
Chargers are fucking terrible.
Yeah, they are, and he's made them somewhat better. So
they got a dope offense, so like.
Well, I'm like wondering. Is everyone keeps saying because Tua got you guys know I'm a Dolphins fan, so Tua got drafted before Herbert, and so all these fucking like groups I'm in, it's like, oh, we should have got Herbert instead of Tua and all this shit. So my mind, I'm constantly like confused.
Oh, could you imagine Herbert with Devontae Parker and Gesicki?
Yeah, Herbert. Like,
Gesicki! Let's talk about Gesicki for a second.
You want to or don't want to?
No, I do. Gesicki.
Gesicki, super sicky.
Who's that?
He messed me up with that week too.
I know there's a couple weeks. Well, he didn't do too well, but I think he's gonna be the next big tight end. Like, did you see that catch? Fucking like literally, he is sick and he's big. I don't think he's that fast, but
yeah, he's a big physical receiver. He gets up there. He's good. He's super good. But I mean, that's the one bright side. At least Tua will throw to Gesicki. Parker. He's just oof. Thank you, Dylan, for taking that trade.
Right. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that during the pandemic, like NFL players are still partying and like fucking? Like, what do you guys think about
probably
that?
Still trying to smash. They're probably still doing their thing, smashing. They're not partying.
Yeah.
It depends on where they live. If they're Miami Dolphins, Florida is like there's no pandemic pretty much.
For sure. Like, no how.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like
that's actually really interesting. I feel like players coming out of college now, because like it's so divided and every state has like different regulations with COVID. I feel like the players who want to party are going to want to go to places like Miami Dolphins. They're not going to want to come to San Francisco or LA because they're just going to be on restriction. I don't know.
They don't even play in their own fucking hometown. They're in fucking Arizona.
Hey, Alana, never mind. You're
I know. My battery. I need to plug my phone in.
Wait, who plays in Arizona?
Man.
The Niners home field is in Arizona.
Yeah, Niners are in Arizona right now.
Oh, weird.
Santa Clara County said the Niners cannot play because of COVID.
Yeah, like
absolutely ridiculous. It's like the most California shit ever.
Oh, damn.
Hey, why don't we go through everybody's lineup real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right.
Start with Alana's. Let's go through Alana's first since she's in first.
Yeah, go time.
So we just talked about how she's got Herbert as quarterback. Already talked about him a little bit, but James Conner, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
James Conner, James Robinson.
Without COVID for the last 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, he's just coming back off of that, which is they had Benny Snell in his place, which was pretty shitty replacement. Then you got Robinson, who's been, like we said earlier, like the breakout player of the year, kind of the biggest surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville's entire game is just to give the ball.
They just give the ball to him.
Pretty much. I mean, geez. Then you got Jarvis, which he did
good the last couple of weeks.
Last 2 games I think he's like playoff potential. He's like stepping it the fuck up.
Yeah. So he's been pretty mediocre all season, but then the last 2 weeks he had 28 and then 20. So
yeah, it's on my bench
for sure. Then you got Devontae. We all know Devontae is a huge fantasy weapon.
I mean, that's why I like Alana. I thought that's been your star, Devontae Adams. The dude's been so consistent, right?
No, he's literally my number one player, 100%.
Yeah. He's one of the best receivers in the game.
Like more than Robinson. He's my boy.
Well, that combo right there, like Robinson and then Devontae is.
That's the thing is, if you have two weapons that just consistently put it up.
How do you think I won with Herbert still getting 40? Herbert got 4 points and I won by 50. Like, come on.
I had the worst week of my life. All right.
Like, come on.
I was the lowest scorer that week, and the next week I'm the highest scorer. I was like,
that was last week. That wasn't even you.
Or you beat me by a shit ton of points. And no, never mind. Kyler had 7 points, and then Herbert had like 16.
Herbert got me 4 points, and I still won.
Yeah, you're right. That wasn't against me. That was last week.
13.
So then our Tyler, and she's got Gesicki.
My boy.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, how's he been?
He's been good.
He's off. He got me like 9 points.
What the Steelers is they kind of have, like, right now at least, they have 2 number ones. Like him and Devontae are kind of get the same amount of targets per game right now.
Can we just talk about the Steelers for a second? Because they are not Super Bowl contenders. Like, they've had the easiest season of all fucking time. and I just am done with that.
I agree with
mean,
the easiest
hey.
schedule, but not Super Bowl contenders is a stretch.
I mean, hey, anybody who's watched football.
It's Packers and Chiefs. Packers and Chiefs are the Super Bowl contenders. That's it.
I mean, I'll take Aaron Rodgers getting a Super Bowl, another Super Bowl.
The Steelers are not that good. Like
their defense, though. You have a defense. Their defense is really, really good.
So what's their path to the Super Bowl though? So they're going to be the 1 seed in the AFC, right? So they'll have a bye. So then who do you think they'll be matched up with? Somebody like could even be like Baltimore.
Keep going through though.
The Ravens had Lamar Jackson. They could have, I think, beat the Steelers. They dropped so many fucking balls.
Sure.
I have no belief in the Steelers.
That last game doesn't even count as like a matchup. The Ravens were riddled with COVID.
The fact that they're 11-1 is a joke because they played trash ass teams.
It's true. They have played such trash teams.
Yeah, but hey, this is the NFL football. I don't care who you beat, a win is impressive. Oh, it's hard to get a win and to string together that many wins.
Unless you're playing everybody that they've played.
No. You know how hard it is to win that many games in a row, and you're just gonna negate.
You know how hard it is on the last play of the game to throw a Hail Mary when they all out blitz you and win the game.
It's not that hard.
It's yes, it is that hard to win that many. Look, they're consistent. And the thing is, the Steelers didn't choose the schedule; they handled business week after week. So I think
there's a reason they lost. There's a reason.
There's a reason who lost. The Steelers?
Yeah.
They didn't lose.
They just lost? Are you
kidding? Okay. My bad.
They took my money. I finally bet on the stupid Steelers to cover against the Reds.
Let's move on to her kicker, because her kicker is definitely the special teams player of the year.
Yeah, no way.
Young Ho.
Hold up. Alana, has your kicker won you games?
Bro, her kicker got 19 points a game.
Second best in the fucking league. It's Young Ho Koo, bro.
Young Ho is
more in the NFL.
His name is Young Ho. That's all I gotta say.
Young Ho, it's Koo.
He's ranked number 1, actually, right
now. Is number 1, and
he's the number 1 scorer in the league of all of the NFL.
Yeah, I'm the number 2 cooker in the NFL.
And then you got the Saints defense, which is, they've been pretty consistent through the season. So.
They've been good, yeah.
Ours, Kevin's team now.
The championship team right here.
Nah, we'll see. So you got Kyler, which Kyler's had a great sophomore season.
We love Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler's a boss.
You can't not like Kyler.
5'8", little guy running around the field.
Bro, don't take that inch from him. He's 5'9".
Whatever, but he is tiny. That's all I gotta say. It's crazy that he throws over those linemen. But then you got Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, I mean, everybody knew he's a good running back, but I think this has been, his big breakout season for sure.
This has been the Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he hasn't been which I don't like the way they utilize him that much, but
his second half of the season has not been as strong as his first half of the season was pretty good.
Yeah, those first few games were insane, and then it was kind of okay. I expected more, but this last game he did really well. But they just need to give him. It's just too many times at the 1 yard line they throw it to Adams.
Yeah,
and she gets the point.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
I just realized we didn't even go over her bench, but I guess we're just doing starting lineups. But right now you have Eckler in your starting position.
Yeah, I got him in for Jacobs right now.
That's because Josh Jacobs is hurt. So, but then you picked up Calvin Ridley on a trade this season, which is I still don't know how that happened. I mean, he hasn't. Again, his second half of the season probably hasn't been as strong.
He's been
started off
consistent.
Crazy though. His first 2 games, 33 and then 29 points.
I want that for the end of the year. I want that the next time I play on it.
You got AJ Brown, who's just a beast of a wide receiver.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan.
True.
Is that another Ethan drop?
Ethan trade.
Okay, trade.
Ethan!
I don't remember trade. I think you stole him from me.
I don't even know who these guys are.
You were gonna drop him, and I was like, throw him in the trade to me then.
Because he was sucking. I just had
He
bad
was hurt.
luck.
He was hurt.
Oh.
You were just gonna drop. You just drop players that are hurt too quick. You gotta sit on them.
Then you got Darren Waller at tight end, Darren Waller's had a hell of a good season, especially that last game was unreal.
That's from me too.
That was insane.
His whole roster is just my sloppy seconds. If Kevin wins, I deserve.
In ninth place, bro.
Deserve 10% of that shit.
Yeah, did he talk you into these trades? We gotta look into collusion here, because
well, Kevin does.
Our trades were good. Robbie Anderson was the top 5 receiver like the entire season. He's still.
Then you got Stephon Diggs, which is another trade piece that Kevin gets. What the fuck, dude? Where are you getting trade pieces from? Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, Aaron Rodgers for Diggs. That was a good trade.
Yeah, I guess, but damn,
that was a good trade.
Bro, that was my whole plan. Remember when I took Rodgers when I already had Kyler, and I was like, I'm gonna trade one of them, and I'm gonna get a good piece in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And then, boom, got Diggs.
All right, Kevin, I guess you get to go through my team, I guess, because
I don't have it up. Just go for it.
Okay, all right. So right now I got Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
You
So I have Lamar. Everybody knows Lamar's not having a great season.
Yeah.
So Kevin makes fun of me because I stuck with him, and he thinks that's the reason my season's been terrible. But I've been having bad luck with injuries all season. So right now I got Melvin Gordon in at my running back and Myles Gaskin because I had drafted Saquon, and we all know how that turned out. But Ethan, you've had it bad too with CMC this year, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost traded Ridley and Jones for CMC. Thank God, didn't, 'cause I would have ruined my season. But Ethan would have been a contender too for those final games.
I don't think Ethan wanted to trade Christian McCaffrey. Like,
I didn't want to trade him because I know I had him last year too. I know how consistent this guy is.
You and Brian both took the 2 stars you had last year and rode with them, and it ended you guys.
I just figured there's no way he could have 2 bad seasons in a row, and look what happened.
And you know what? It's funny because I was like, during the draft, having the number 1 pick, I wanted to go with
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I wanted to go with Derrick Henry. Do you think that would have been a better? Well, obviously it would have.
I mean, that's easy to answer that.
Is he having a good season?
He's the leader in the league, bro.
See, fuck, man, I should have trusted my gut. God damn. But you're not gonna not pick.
I don't know. One of my friends is in fantasy football, and he drafted Christian McCaffrey, and I think he might commit suicide. Like, he's so depressed about it.
Oh my God.
Dude, there's so many people in fantasy football this year that are just like, they're going crazy.
My people are just so bummed out. My friend Bonte Hill, who just 95.7 The Game radio broadcaster, just got promoted to Warriors pre and post game straight out of San Francisco State.
Oh, yeah, I heard him on 95.7 not too long ago.
Yeah, and he was talking to me, and by talking to me, I meant I follow him on Twitter, and I saw one of his tweets, and he said that he's done with fantasy football. He's like, after 11 years, this has been such a frustrating season. It's ruined NFL Sundays for me. I'm done with it. So I feel like the way that you should really go about nice, upgraded the meeting. The way that you should go about fantasy football is like, it's only meant to be fun and to add more excitement. It's not meant to make you sad.
This is a really important topic because I've had to have this conversation.
Because it's been a tough season. Everybody needs to realize that Coach made this a tough season. There's a lot of injuries.
This is the thing. People take it
like, not that serious.
Yeah, it's not that serious. You got to use it as a tool for you to enjoy sports more.
Exactly.
That's why I like it, is because I would not give a shit about half these games.
Yeah, I would not sit watching the red zone and be invested in all these players and doing what I'm doing. Like, this year, getting super into fantasy football again and sports, it's just completely got me just back into oh yeah, this is what, when I was younger, this is how I love sports and this is why, and it's back to being super enjoyable.
Yeah, I
think it's just another I love competition. So it's like, okay, I watch sports and I watch basketball for the competition. So adding on a competition to it, I just think it's fun. I really enjoy the competition part of it. I'm not going to sit there and cry. It's just fun. What the fuck?
It's like video games.
Make fun of yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
it's it when we talk shit. Like that
It is. Yeah, it's a way to bring friends together because, like, I wouldn't be talking to Dylan Hamilton as like a lot or Nick Mendelson, or I
Oh, you're
wouldn't
right.
be
Yeah.
staying in touch with people.
Yeah, and you still don't talk to them because they're not active in the group chat.
I will say this: the one thing the thing I hate the most about fantasy football, besides the fact when my friends call me to try to steal my best players from me, besides that, what I hate the most about fantasy football is that it offsets the passion that you have for your own team. Because when you're watching your team that you want to win, but also the team that is playing against your team has your star fantasy football players who you need. It's a mind fuck.
But it goes with the same thing where you just gotta have fun with it and you can't trip. Like when I forget who I played, but when I went against Dylan, he had Kittle and Robbie Gold. I'm watching the Niners and I'm like, all right, I hope that Kittle and Gold don't do too much for fantasy stuff. But at the same time, I'm a Niners fan.
It's the same thing with for me, like when the Niners play the Rams. I'm like, shit. I hope the Rams don't score, but if they do, I hope Robert Woods is the one that catches it. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. Like.
I'm choosing the Dolphins over. Well, also I have the luxury because I'm like 11-2, so I'm choosing the Dolphins over any of my fantasy players every time.
Oh wow!
Like-
That's how you know Alana's loyal and will never cheat on you in a relationship because she's stuck with the Miami Dolphins all these years. Talk
True.
about a fucking terrible franchise.
Dark times in my life.
They haven't been good since the Jim Carrey movie that quarterback was. They haven't been good since Dan Marino. Since Dan Marino was in Ace Ventura, that's the last time.
I mean, let's be real. We can say the same thing for you as a Raiders fan.
Yeah, they haven't been good since 2000. Well, they had one good season in 2000.
I got my Buccaneers fit.
But I will say this too about fantasy, about sports in general. If you get too invested and your happiness is dependent on some guys who don't give a shit about you, who are younger than you, and you're 30 years old, then that's
living life right.
That's a personal problem if you get too invested.
Okay, no, we're not.
Have your morals in the right place. I think it's the opposite. If you're like Ethan and you are just giving your money to your friends in fantasy football, then you got some issues.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm giving my money to bring my friends together. I'll pay for it.
I literally told Brian that. I was like, Ethan's more so in this just for the community of being in the.
Yeah, come on. The comedy that goes down in the fantasy football group chat is well worth the $50 or maybe $100 because I might get last place.
Oh, especially with Joe.
And you gotta buy, if you get last place, you gotta buy the championship trophy.
The group chat's pretty good. It's uncomfortable sometimes.
I can imagine as a girl, it's uncomfortable. Oh my god.
Like the dick and ass licking. I mean, you know.
Oh, that's weird.
Who does that?
It's
Ethan
fine.
and Joe and Jordan.
Must have been Jordan, yeah.
Yeah,
Ethan and Jordan are very dick obsessed these days.
I mean, his name is.
I'm not obsessed with dick. I'm obsessed with Jordan's dick. That's the one dick I'm obsessed with because it's so long. It's just.
I'm not gonna ask how you know that, but all right.
Because this is how I know that, and Kevin knows it too. Because this dude. All right, whatever. We're gonna put
anyway,
it
on another subject.
No.
More family-friendly subject.
I'm telling this story. Jordan got banned from a dating app because his sixth picture, which he thought was hidden and they wouldn't know, was a picture of him naked with his penis out, and he got banned. So like everybody has seen Jordan. A lot of people have seen Jordan's dick. He put it out for the world. So I'm not trying to find.
I was there the day he did. I didn't see the picture, but.
Yeah, you instigated him. You told him to do it.
I told him not to. I told him he'd get deleted immediately. He was like, what? How are they going to know? I'm like, bro, the algorithm's going to delete it. Like, someone's a reporter. You're going to delete it. Sure enough, first 30 minutes, boom, he's deleted, banned from Tinder.
Okay. Here's the thing. Since in sports, we like list top 5 dumbest things Jordan has done in his life.
Benching CH Taylor and starting. Who do you start?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say that's some of the dumbest thing he's done in his life there.
I'm trying to make it fantasy related before we
get fantasy related.
Before E-Money takes it down the gutter.
We love you, Jordan. You know that.
Yeah, I wish you were here, but
Yeah.
You guys are at a text he sent?
The what?
The text Jordan
yeah.
sent. Like, what is our opinion on that?
Well, we don't need to get too deep into Jordan's dirty laundry. We'll say Jordan's the greatest friend that anybody can ask for.
Are you talking about the one he sent to Krista?
I love Jordan.
Okay, yeah, we probably should have not even name drop, but yes.
Also, he's not going to be watching this far into the podcast. So.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Nobody is.
Jordan,
But,
he knows we're
Nobody's
going to
be
about
watching.
but dude, that one was shocking.
Yeah. It shocked me more than him
And then
starting
Joe's was
Kirk
amazing.
Cousins
Joe's was
over.
amazing
Josh
because
Allen.
she was all on board with it.
Oh my God!
That was
The punch me in the face one.
yeah, like I mean, I don't condone that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she's all about it. That shit
All right, so Ethan, what do you think is the worst fantasy move you made this year?
I would say the worst fantasy move I made was not trading CMC to you, because if I traded CMC to you,
One of them.
he got injured a week later and I would have got Ridley, and I don't have, what's fucking me is I don't have any running backs. My running backs,
Oh, God.
if I see Frank Gore in the streets, I'm going to punch him. I hate him because he's not doing shit.
But you have the most.
Got me
Your
0.7.
running backs are worse than Joe's, and Joe's is bad.
Dude, my running backs, they just need to retire. I've literally sent death threats to their parents because they're screwing my fantasy football league up. And like, it's like, dude, these NFL players need to understand that people have you on your fantasy foot. If you're not doing it for yourself or for your team, at least do it for your fantasy football owners. Think about me.
Are you allowed to be a fantasy player as a football player?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Juju plays. And a bunch of guys
Really?
do. You technically just can't bet on it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like you can't. I know the betting part, but like, are you allowed to have a fun fantasy football?
You can play.
Yeah, they can, I think.
You can.
I mean, Juju is like the NFL TikTok king.
Juju's good. He's good with that.
Him and Chase Claypool, they both have YouTubes. I watch their stuff every once in a while. They vlog. It's pretty tight.
That's
I think
dope.
more athletes need to get into vlogging.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trevor Bauer, the Cy Young pitcher. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
I got into him this year because of his vlog. I knew he was good, but like following him, like liking him as a person. And like, dude, he says that he gets recognized on the streets from YouTube more than he does just from being an MLB player.
That makes sense.
It does. It's crazy. Remember when we were filming a music video and they're like, "Are you YouTubers?"
Yeah,
Right.
I just feel like all these professional athletes probably want like less publicity.
Here's a good thing, because especially with football, you're wearing a helmet. Unless you're a star player who gets commercials, you're not going to get recognized really. So if you take a football player who's a millionaire and he's a good football player, and you put him next to a TikTok star who has no talent and just does dances for 15 seconds, the TikTok star is going to get recognized on the streets more than the NFL football player. It's weird.
Social media runs the world.
2020.
That
Yeah, man. Do you guys think that a documentary about TikTokers would be more interesting than a documentary about the Comedy Store?
No, not for me. I could care less. I already know how
comedy. I'm a comedy girl.
I get how social media, like how you can get started and blow up and things can happen. Like everyone's story is obviously different, and some are probably really, really interesting, but the Comedy Store personally would be just way cooler.
Yeah, it would be. What's your guys' favorite documentary you've ever watched?
Are we Bill Burr fans here? Because
Of course. Who isn't?
my boy.
Me and Ethan saw Bill Burr with Jordan right before the pandemic hit and we shut down.
3 days before the pandemic, he did the same shit he did on SNL. Go ahead, Alana. I don't mean to mansplain.
No, I saw him live at that big comedy festival in San Francisco that happened like 3 years ago, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him live. Like,
And
I'm literally obsessed. I think
so I want God. damn it.
I want I think he's the greatest comedian of all time.
I would cry. It's funny because when me and Kevin saw Bill Burr, we waited in the parking lot outside to try to catch him, literally just because we wanted to say "I love you, Bill Burr" to his face. That's all. I didn't want a picture. I don't want to talk. I just want him to hear me say "I love you." That's it.
I just wanted to hear his voice aimed at me specifically, and it didn't matter whether it was good or bad. I just wanted to just hear it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be stoked if he just ripped me apart and just like,
you
Oh
fuck
my God.
lady.
Ladies. This is a thing. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Monday Morning Podcast. And
Podcast.
This is the
I'm like seriously obsessed with Bill Burr. Like, I think it's like a problem.
Would you
Bill Burr plays fantasy football?
he probably
has to.
He loves football.
Yeah, he for sure has to.
He's I think he's like a Packers fan.
No, he is.
He's for sure got to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Nah, he knows they fucking suck.
You just really just ripped apart Philly fans. That was a classic.
Too good for that. He likes Aaron Rodgers. I just have like a feeling.
Discount double check. How can you not like Aaron Rodgers?
I like the Patriots, but I think he's moving on, to be honest.
You guys watched the Pat McAfee show yet?
No, not is it his new shit?
It's his podcast. Bro, if you guys aren't watching the Pat McAfee show, you're sleeping on the best sports content on the internet. Man,
oh my God.
You guys.
Yeah. Hey, I said it before. All I need is Skip Bayless. Everybody else pales in comparison to that pale motherfucker.
This is a punter that got out of left the NFL and made shit happen on his own. How many punters do you know doing anything right now?
I mean, dude, you know what I was thinking about? Think about a long snapper in the NFL. There are people whose only job is to long snap for punts, and they make $400,000 a year. Now that
what's crazy is that position, you're expected to just be perfect every time. You don't get any love, but you could just be hated if you mess up one snap.
That's a good point.
You can just be
hated. Why don't more soccer players become punters? Like, my brother's whole life has been like, I'm gonna train he doesn't have a son, but if he was gonna have a son, his entire life is dedicated to just training his son to be a kicker. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I tried that with myself. Didn't work out very well.
You're a soccer.
I used to have a little orange tee, and I'd go to the track, Ethan, the ball field, and kick field goals, and I was so bad. I was like,
are you a soccer player though?
No.
See, like, you got to start them off as a soccer player, and then you just train them. I've seen so many TikToks of these soccer players hitting like 60-yard field goals, just easy, like girls as well. Like,
yeah, it just comes down to being able. There's a lot of people that can kick field goals, but until you're put in a game situation, it's totally different.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, no, I know. I mean,
Justin Tucker, right? Justin Tucker is the greatest, maybe the greatest kicker ever. Can we say that?
Him and what's the guy's name from New England?
Morton Anderson. No, Adam Vinatieri.
Morton Anderson.
Morton Anderson is one of the GOATs. That dude was kicking field goals when he was 51 years old.
Yeah, he's a legend, dude. When I think of Morton Anderson, I think of playing Madden my entire childhood and him always being in Madden.
Could you imagine? This dude is going through menopause. He's getting erectile dysfunction, doing Viagra commercials while still playing in a league with 22-year-old ripped, it's, can you imagine?
He's putting it through the uprights in more than one way.
Oh my God. It's funny how Viagra is something that, like, growing up, it's like, oh, this is what old people use. But even like men in their 20s and 30s use Viagra a lot.
Like, snort that shit.
Whoa,
it's used very improperly, or they just had such a bad alcohol or drug problem that they can't get a hard dick anymore. And
have you
issues, but
in the movie Love and Other Drugs with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Mm-mm.
What?
Ethan,
It's
you've seen it?
about Viagra.
Oh my God.
It's a rom-com. It's your favorite, Ethan.
Wait, it's a rom-com about Viagra? What?
Yeah. Like
No.
starts
That
Viagra.
doesn't
Do you know how
sound
many?
very-
Do you know how many
That's very
relationships Viagra
romantic
has
and
saved?
funny.
He's a medical salesman and he starts selling Viagra and he like becomes like this huge medical salesman. It's a rom-com. Anne Hathaway. It's like one of my favorite
I'm
rom-coms.
gonna-
Anne Hathaway, you money, you can't pass up some Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, wasn't she in Runaway Bride? Oh no, that was Julia Roberts.
No,
Anne
but
Hathaway was in was
Definitely
Miss
her tits,
Congeniality, right?
fucking for sure. No,
Who's-
Anne Hathaway is in like
The Intern with with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, like personally is like I don't think she's that hot, but like, you know.
She's like not that hot, but she's sexy.
Like in this movie, she's good. You guys would like it. Well,
Okay.
even
It's like
I'll check
it's
it
like
out.
Rachel McAdams. Like she's not that hot, but she's just
what?
beautiful.
Wait, what?
She's not like hot, like super
Rachel
hot. She
is
just
one
like
of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. I think
Okay.
I look at her and I'm like, that is one of the most beautiful women. Like hot,
Girl
I
next
think of
door.
like
I don't know. Kevin's right. I don't fantasize about picking her up and fucking her against a wall. I do that with Angelina
you
Jolie.
want her on a date.
With Rachel McAdams, I fantasize about eating chocolate-covered strawberries and laughing.
yeah, making love to her. You know?
McAdams is like beautiful. She's like, I think she's one of the. She's
Exactly what I said. Just
Yeah,
like-
but
She's like one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. Like the most.
one of the most beautiful.
it's
Beautiful.
She's the type of girl that I want to, wait to have sex with. And
Adams is so like she's like crazy gorgeous. It's
No.
like
because I know it's people that hot. Whenever I in my past, back when I used to have sex with people, I would get, speaking of erectile dysfunction, I could have used some Viagra then, because I would get erectile dysfunction when I would have sex with girls who were that hot, that level of hot, where it's like there's no flaws.
Like,
So
so hot.
so it's like I feel like I'm having sex with a figure at the wax museum, because I feel like someone just created you to be perfect, and it's not attractive to me when someone
let
has
me tell you, that time of Ethan's life was the best time to be his friend because I always got the hot girl.
Emmy Rossum, Fiona from Shameless.
Who's that?
I like her. She's really
Emmy
cool.
Rossum from. Have you ever watched Shameless?
She's pretty sexy.
Like she's like my number one girl crush.
Ooh, what's her face from what's the bow and arrow one? Oh my god.
Hunger.
Hunger Games, thank you. What's her name again?
Yeah, what is her fucking name?
I don't remember. She's super sexy though. And her news got leaked. Poor girl, that sucks that happened, but I enjoyed those.
Horrible for her, great for me.
Great for us. When I saw her news, I did not realize how fucking sexy she was. I saw those and I was like,
Now
Oh,
you're like,
dude.
now I have to look it up because you're tripping me out.
When I saw Katy Perry's nudes, I was like, man, it's very interesting just scientifically to see, like, because men and women are so different naked versus with clothes on,
Yeah,
Like,
you're a winter body.
a winter body, exactly.
Remember in the interview, you're like, I'm a winter body. I shine in the winter when I got a big coat on. I'm not a summer guy. That got you on MTV right there.
Yeah, shout out to James Morrison for asking me those, for instigating that whole thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence. That's it.
Yeah,
Jennifer
I got
Lawrence,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
She's sexy.
Beautiful. All right, so back to fantasy football though. Yeah, how you guys feeling going into this week? Ethan, I know, doesn't really care. He's at the bottom. Actually, you should care because I would get a lot of pleasure out of knocking out Jordan in the playoffs.
I need you to knock out Jordan so bad.
What do you guys? Should I make any roster changes? I need help from the experts.
I mean, your roster kind of sucks, so you just gotta. Your only bet is if CMC doesn't play, you gotta put in Frank Gore if as long as he's playing.
you have another defense besides the Chiefs? Because I'm pretty sure the Dolphins.
He has the Browns.
Browns in right now, yeah.
Ethan's
I
has
think the Dolphins are about to give the Chiefs a run for the money. We got a sick ass defense.
Dude, I got my defenses. I stacked up the defenses early to play matchups.
Defenses.
Yeah. And it worked out every week. I've gotten like 20 points for my defenses. So I knew my roster, like I only had like, unless someone got hurt, but I had like enough like pieces to plug and play. And I knew the defenses, I didn't want to, I'm so high in the waiver wire with you where it's like, I knew I had to get them early. So I looked at like week 11, I was already looking at the defensive matchups for the end. And then I just wanted to get Baltimore at some point. So when Joe was like, give me Lazard, I'll give you Baltimore, like perfect. You just set me up.
Done.
Wow.
So
Even to beat Jordan.
I'm gonna beat Jordan. I
need it.
Man, Brian's got a rough start to his week. The Rams defense put up with 24 points for me.
Yeah, that's where I start.
And then who'd you play? Robert Woods?
Yeah, I had Robert Woods. He didn't have a very good week.
Yeah, he hit the struggle bus there.
8 points.
8 points. Just so sad seeing you sit there like this. Just like, yeah, 8 points. And then you just have this NFL logo in the background. It's all glamorous. Just,
My team has just been, it's been sad this year.
I got a question.
I got like nobody in my, I didn't draft anybody that I'm starting right now, basically, except for.
Speaking of sad, why do couples post photos together on social media when they're like happy photos? What are they thinking they're achieving from that?
Yeah,
they're pretending that they're happy.
I'm just scrolling through Facebook and I'm like,
honestly, it blows my mind. Like, like when I was single, when I would look at there'd be girls that would hit me up. I'm sure they'd hit, girls that would hit you up, and you wouldn't even, they would flirt with you, and then they would post all this shit about being in love with their boyfriend, and then they'd message you being like, hey, when this is over, this is bad. I don't want to be in this relationship. And then they post stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stop talking shit about the girls.
Yeah, they're overcompensating.
Guys do it too.
They're overcompensating for how unhappy they are in their relationship, so they think if they just put it out to the world and like, hey babe, look at how it's just sad, man. The happiest relationships are the people who like Brian and Lupita. You guys don't show the world how in love you are all the time. You don't shove that down people's throats.
Personal stuff off as much as I can. I mean, do the cliche stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, people get too personal. It's like, what makes them think that people really care about their lives? Like
I also don't even do the happy birthday shout outs. I'm like, oh, I don't think people really give a fuck. You know what I mean?
It's so fucking
don't. It's just stupid. But yeah.
Oh, dude, I did when Ethan's birthday. I have so much video content of Ethan from over the years. I went back and just found amazing content and posted it all across. Like doing it for you is one thing. It's like I have hilarious shit.
Right.
But when like the girlfriend or boyfriend does it, it's like a little suspect. Like, are you guys really happy? I don't know.
It's just like, and it's like they do captions, happy birthday, babe. Nobody like you has made me feel the way you. It's like, shouldn't you be telling this to just the person and not strange? Shouldn't you just be sending that in a text?
The guy probably has never heard that in his life. He's like, wait, what? Like, you like me that much?
That's not what you said yesterday.
That's so cute, babe.
Right, like you on Instagram, I wish you could be as nice to me as you are nice to me publicly,
Like, damn.
It's so weird.
I can't stand it.
It's weird because it's so addicting. I don't know why I keep scrolling.
I mean, we don't use social media for different things. I post pictures of shit that nobody gives a fuck about. So.
I know, that's the thing. Like, I don't have a personal social media,
Pictures of buildings and cool cool shit like that, and like nobody.
I have photography pages. That's it.
No, but it's like you post pictures of shit you think is cool and pretty and beautiful, and like I'm sharing my passion with the world, like just posting about. Here's a boomerang of me and my friends cheersing. It's just so lame.
It is somewhat narcissistic in a way too. So.
Ethan's the most narcissistic person that I know, though. So.
Yeah, but I'm also more I'm self-aware enough to know that like that nobody cares about that shit, you know?
Dude, your TikTok comments. Oh my god. I go on a TikTok now and I created a monster. I go on a TikTok, it's just a new video from Ethan over and over again, and you never know what it's going to be.
I like Ethan's cancer video. It's so true.
I had to delete that because a guy who was a cancer got really mad, and I kind of felt bad. I didn't.
A guy who was a cancer.
Yeah, I did a video about how cancers are the worst people in the world.
I thought you were talking about like the actual disease here.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I did a video about how everybody.
The sign all that. It's hilarious.
I thought you meant people who have cancer. I was like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're the cancer.
Having cancer was you are a cancer.
Oh man, wow, that caught me off guard. Anyway.
Dude, for a second, I was like, damn, Ethan's. What's happened to him?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I was like, if you guys have cancer, then fuck you. You deserve to have cancer. No, I was talking about the astrology sign. Astrology. How do you say it? Astronomy?
Astrology.
Astrology. Yeah. Because it's funny. Because Mike Lee, dude's a cancer. Emily Pagano, the girl who broke my heart earlier this year, she's a fucking cancer. Born July 7th. Right? That's a cancer.
Lauren's a cancer.
I didn't even
believe. You guys better watch what you say. This is going on YouTube.
I didn't even believe in astrology until Alana, you told me that, and then I thought about all my friends who are cancers, and they all suck.
They all suck, including my dad. He's a cancer. He's the worst.
Oh, so it's more personal with you then, huh?
No, I think my dad's better than Lauren. Lauren's like the actual worst cancer ever.
Damn, she's
from fantasy football to.
Her voice is annoying. You told me that yourself.
Oh, here's a funny story for Brian, because you went to Sonoma High School. We were chilling in San Francisco, and we were walking through the Richmond district, and we see through a window, and it's Elaine Stanfield. We just happened to randomly see her. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Elaine Stanfield. I'm seeing her in a window. It was a crazy coincidence. And then Jordan was like, what, is that Elaine from Seinfeld? And then he made a joke about it. And then Alana's roommate, Lauren, was like, oh my God, Elaine from Seinfeld is in there? And then we were like, no, we were making a joke. She's like, no, Elaine from Seinfeld. So she actually thought Elaine, Marie Louis Dreyfus, whatever, was just in a random house in the Richmond. So then she like tries to walk up the stairs, be like, I'm a big fan of Seinfeld. And we were like, it's not Elaine from Seinfeld, it's Elaine Stanfield.
What's she gonna do? Walk into the house?
Literally started crying. Like she started.
It was her. Like, what is she gonna do?
I was like,
so sad. That poor girl.
I mean, to her credit, she was like on shrooms, but like.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I give her a pass.
Did you say what up to Elaine Stanfield?
Yeah, we said what's up, and she came out, and I went up to give her a hug, but she was like, no.
She was like, no, COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID. So
stupid. You were not self-aware.
Was she with anybody you knew?
I think she was with her boyfriend or some friends.
Man.
Hey, who's the coolest athlete that you guys have met?
I don't think I've ever met a cool athlete.
Hey, who's an athlete that you've met? Who's an athlete that stands out that you've met?
Me?
Yeah.
You met Steph Curry. I mean, I think it's pretty easy for you.
Oh yeah, you're friends with Steph Curry in like this loosest context.
That's really
probably not anymore, but
I met Kurt Reeder. I don't know if anybody knows who that is.
Fine.
Kevin knows who that is.
Yeah, Woody.
Yeah. I don't really know who else I've met.
I remember being out in the city during Super Bowl weekend, and we went to all the parties and stuff. I remember Jameis Winston being behind me at the club, and then we walked outside. Ethan, were you with us then? With Declan and everybody?
No, I
And
wasn't.
then we're standing just standing in the street, and all of a sudden this dude goes walking by, and Steve and Declan, AP, and it was Adrian Peterson, like jumped in, like took a photo with him and stuff. And I just stood there, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was AP. And they're like, you don't want a picture? And I was like, I mean, it's cool. I was like, but not really. Adrian Peterson, that's super fucking dope.
You didn't want a picture with AP?
No, I just feel awkward with like the whole picture thing, especially like they were so fast to jump in a selfie with him where I just stood there and I was like, well, I'm not gonna.
You remember Josh Morgan?
Yeah, Josh Morgan.
Wide receiver for the 49ers?
Yeah, disappointment.
I met him too. Yeah, he was a disappointment. I think he was West Virginia player. Yeah.
I gotta hop off this. I'm getting.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Where did Alana go? We need to sign off.
I'm getting hangry.
Dude, I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah.
Go. I need to go to like.
So Ethan, are you gonna ride out this podcast with us?
Yeah, bro.
I think he carries the conversation well, so I think
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't.
Football a lot, but I like it.
I need to do more research on the players and stuff because I don't. You guys were just saying names that I didn't even know existed, so I gotta.
Dude, Ethan, I'm at his house when we're watching football, and I said something about, I think it was Eckler. I was like, oh shit, man, you got Eckler going right now, and we were watching the Chargers, and then he was like, oh, is he on my team? And I was like, bro, he got you like 30 points last week. I'm like, yes, he's on your team. I was like,
you didn't even know if he was on.
And then I was like, wait, how come Antonio Gates isn't in the game?
Antonio Gates is my boy.
Want to be on our fantasy team?
I miss those days. LT, Drew Brees, Antonio Gates. I had my powder blue LT jersey in high school.
Let me get Pat Mahomes. E-money? Let me get Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes? What about Pat Mahomes? What?
That's your QB, bro.
No, I need Pat. If you guys want me to beat Jordan, I gotta have Pat Mahomes. But maybe after I beat Jordan,
should we all trade one player to Ethan?
Oh, dude, should we conspire against Jordan?
Well,
you tried to do it to me.
I put my bench players on. Kevin said no, but I was like, should I put my bench players on so that? Who am I playing? Dylan this week, so that Dylan wins.
I said no.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I texted you last night. I was like, should I put my bench players on? And you're like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that was me being respectful. In the back of my head, I'm like, maybe we all should do it.
Well, that's because you just found out a few minutes ago what I just told you, that Jordan was trying to trade me D-Hop this week.
Yeah, wow. But everything Jordan's thinking about me, I'm thinking it right back about him, and that's just how this goes around, Yeah. Like, part of me wants Alana to just bench all of her players, let Dylan win, and then really put, Jordan in a pickle. But regardless, this is the thing, though, is Dylan's team has to ball out to then have more points than Jordan, so he needs points regardless.
That's true.
It would be a whole different situation if he just started Dalvin Cook. Oh, man.
And then Jordan would have just not made the playoffs because of all the stupid decisions he made at the end.
Yeah.
But he got Cole Beasley, right? D-Hop still got 20. And then Josh Allen was the highest scorer in the league. And then Kirk Cousins had like 30 points, which you can't complain about. But
I'm kind of scared to play Jordan in the playoffs.
I'm just not worried. I will be worried, but I'm like, going into the playoffs, I'm like, what happens. If I have a bad week and I lose, it is what it is. If my team rides out, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've come such a long way. I can't lose to fucking Jordan. Like, are you kidding?
Right.
I feel like yours, because I've like lost so many games where it's like kind of just like going with emotions. Like, hopefully I hit that win streak again when I need to. But for you, it's like you've been at the top, so all you can do is fall.
Right.
No, that hurts.
So we'll see. But all right, y'all. It's been real. And for anybody that happened to watch this podcast for the very first one,
I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Talking some
That's
fantasy
what we call
football.
it. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, yeah, we'll be back next week.
Should we call it fantasy football? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
like-
the,
You have to have fantasy football in the name so it comes up in the search, like to some extent.
Let Kevin be in charge of that.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
wait,
Okay.
but fun. We should keep doing this.
Yeah, this is the send off song.
Bro, you're gonna get a copyright strike, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Also, a disclaimer that no one should ever listen to anything we should say.
No, that's not true. That's not true. We give great advice. Just wait till we get people in the comments like asking us questions and stuff. We'll really have fun with it.
Yeah, it's only entertainment, baby. Just remember that.
Yeah.
This is
Nobody
true.
gives a shit.
Say your
I still think I give good advice.
All right, I'm out of here, y'all. It's been real. We'll see you guys soon.
All right, y'all.
Have a great Friday night.
Till next time.